Good morning. I haven't done any craft videos yet. I always plan to do some, not got round to it. And this morning, I've just had a birthday, and I brought with some birthday money my husband gave me. I brought the Zippy 90 knitting machines, and my whole plan today was to do a video on that. But the table he got me is too thick, and I can't fit the clamps on, so. That's gone out the window until we sort that out. So what I thought I'd do is let's just have a little bit of a chat about crafting, show you some of the stuff that I've made. Most of it's crochet. I do knit, but as I've got older, for my hand's sake, I've stopped more onto crochet rather than knitting because I find it a bit easier. So anyway, let's have a look at a few things that I've made and see what you think. So I like making clothes because if I'm making something, I like it to be useful. So I made myself, now I've lost a bit of weight since I made these, but I'm not going to try and make them any smaller because in the winter I should appreciate they're quite big. But this was just done out of a granny square. There you go. So comfortable and so warm. And I made myself a little beanie because I do like to have a matching hat with a little flower on it. So I did that in that colour. So I've got that one. And then I also made, which I like this one because I think it's quite retro-y colours, which I quite like that sort of style. I made this one that, again, granny square, so easy. And again, I made a little beanie to match, which I love. A very good yarn buster. Depends if it be, sorry, my puppy and my other dog are having a little disagreement this morning. Is using up last bits of yarn. It's different. I made quite a few berries last year. Like that. I've got them in several different colours. Be nice for the winter. That one I put a little bow on it. Got a grey one. And I made a white one of that. Again, I just like that sort of, I've got like a cape coat. I like that sort of vintagey looking stuff. Now actually I didn't get the hat out. When Beetlejuice come out, I love Beetlejuice, but of course they brought out the second one, didn't they? Which was really good. I enjoyed it. So I made myself a cardigan inspired by Beetlejuice. I've got put some nice pockets on it. I doubled them up so that you could put stuff in it. And I've got some really cool buttons. You can see them, they're all different. They were from Amazon, which is pretty cool. Yeah, obviously a hood. And I made myself a bun beanie. There you go, with that one, and put a little bow on the front of that one. Made it a little bit different. I don't know what you're looking for, baby. So my puppy's either looking for a ball. There you go, darling. Yeah, so that was that one. I don't know what I've done with the jumper for that one. Oh, this one is, you'll see me coming a mile off, but I absolutely love it. I've only just done this one with all bright colours. So that's more of a solid granny square, that one. And that was done as a hexagon cardigan, like that. And of course, not my camera over, let's put it there a minute. I did a beanie to match. I put a nice one of them nice buttons, handmade with love buttons on it. I do like nice buttons, and I do like quite big buttons. So I'm playing with the puppy as well, stop him yapping at me. This one is a jumper dress. I'm not sure what you call this stitch. I don't know if it's the V stitch or that sort of thing. It's Craft and a Cuppa. She did a jumper like this, but I just turned it into a jumper dress. I haven't worn it yet actually, but yeah, like that. And then I used I've got one of them cord machines. Only got mine off Temu. Obviously a hood with a little tassel. But yeah, wasn't sure about the colours on this one, but it was a yarn cake. And when I brought them, I thought they were like shop brought yarn cakes, and I could see some of the colours, but someone had made them. And some of the, but I mean, I think it looks alright. Some of the colours, the grey colour I wasn't sure of, but I used it. And again, you've got to have a matching hat, haven't you, for the winter? Got another beanie there, like that. I'm always making hats. I've got a jumper to go with this, but I don't know what I've done with the jumper. But yeah, another hat, and I use one of them little things, finishes it off nicely. Oh, another good stash buster. I made this the other day. Well, I made the crochet plants I made a while ago, but it's literally, the actual hanging basket is just a granny square, and then I've chained it up, made a little hook there. That's to go in my old motorhome in the bathroom, so that's why it's tiny, but you know, it's quite easy and looks effective. So I did that. I also made me pumpkin stack. Let's see if I can move it without it. They're all separate. There we go. Put some lights around mine, so they all come apart. I did think you could put thought about buying magnets and attaching a magnet to them to keep them together, but to be honest, once I put them on the side, they stay together anyway. So that was my pumpkin stack. I think there's a free pattern on the internet. I found that. Yeah, so that's a few things that I've done. I'm on a project at the moment of just using that. I bought a sock loom, right? I can hand knit socks with double pointed needles, but I thought I'd try a loom because I do like to sort of like try different craft ideas instead of doing the same thing all the time. But I'm not sure if I'm a fan, to be quite honest with you. I'm not sure if it looks that great. This is what I've got on the go. I don't know if I can get it with all my stuff collapsing, but this is what I'm doing at the moment. But I'm not sure about it. I'm not sure even if I'm going to finish it or just take it off. I brought the thicker yarn loom, but I think I prefer it when you hand knit them. I'm not sure, but anyway, I've put that to one side at the moment. Not sure if I'm going to finish that because I'm not sure if I like it. The other thing I'm doing, because I can't use my knitting machine today because I brought yarn to do it, I went on that I went on Temu. I know some people don't like Temu, and I'm not here to argue about that. I use it, I don't have any problems. So I brought some really nice because machine, that Zippy 90 is like a chunkier machine to use chunky yarn. So I got this, it's like a variegated yarn, you can see that. Got that. It's supposed to be an Aran. I haven't actually, we could probably open it and have a look. This will come yesterday, but it's quite nice colours for the winter. Quite like that colour. So what I was thinking, what I was going to do today, if I could have got up and going, not sure whether to do a jumper or to make a jumper dress, because I do like a jumper dress with boots. So I've got that, and then I've got this, so I'm thinking about either striping it. That sort of mustard yellow I thought would look quite nice with that. So that's what I've got to use on the machine once I've got it going. And I've brought a couple of balls of wool off Vinted as well, Aaron. Puppy's going to lay down now. So because I thought, what am I going to do today now that I can't do that until my husband sorts that out. So I've got a lot of bits and pieces of wool, got a lot of that bright wool left, because I don't normally buy the bright wool. That's why, well, I've got the black in there. I normally stick to these sort of colour palettes, but I thought, oh, let's do something with a bit of black in it for a change. So that's what I did. I've got a basket here full of my bits and pieces, and down it, bits and pieces. So I thought to keep me busy today, I would just start another jumper. So I haven't got any plan what colour. I'm going to have black in the background. I know that for a change, because a lot of my stuff, I don't normally use a lot of black in it. I thought I'd do something like that. So I'm going to probably posh around, do that today. I do other crafts as well. It's not all going to be about knitting and stuff. It depends what mood of it. I do clay sometimes. When my little dog passed away just over a year or so ago, I made a little pot to keep her ashes in, because I didn't want to look at just a pot, you know. Sorry if this upset. I'm not trying to upset anybody. I'm just saying, but it makes me feel better because I can look at a shape of her and I think, oh, you know, she's there. Makes me feel better anyway. I made a yarn bowl, but it's all up there, so I'm not going to drag that down. An ugly bowl, as I call it, because it's an ugly bowl. It's not supposed to look thing. It's like a reducer type thing. I made that. I sometimes do paper craft. I've done journals, you know, scrapbook journals and stuff like that. With me, it depends what mood I'm in. I've tried resin. I was using up until probably 7 years ago, I was using the Bond Ultimate Sweater Machine. I did the Bonfire Society's club jumpers for about 3 years, and by the time I stopped doing that, I was sick to death of the sight of it, to be honest. It's been in the loft since. I love that machine, don't get me wrong, that's such a good machine. It's so easy to use and it was so thin, but the only thing with that is you keep wearing, well, I did, because I was using it such a lot. I can't remember how many of them jumpers I made, but it was a lot, and I had to keep buying replacement plates for it, because obviously going backwards and forwards wears them out, whereas the Zippy, I don't know if anyone knows anything about it, it's an old machine. They do a modern one now. If you I don't know if it's the 150 LK 150, I don't know. They do a modern version of it, but it's quite, I think it's quite expensive, but if you got the money you could buy that. I bought that from a charity shop off eBay, and I was very lucky because I waited out for one that it looked complete, and it was complete apart from the two things that join it together, but you could buy them online for the comb. Apart from that, everything else. And the amazing thing was I didn't even have to replace the foam bar because it's fine, so it's obviously hardly ever been used. It's basically very similar to the Bond, but you haven't got all them plates, you just got a dial you turn around basically. But anyway, I should look forward to having a go with that once we got it all going. I have got a brother one that takes a fine yarn, but to be honest with you, I don't know if I'm ever going to get my head around it. Our lighting's not very good in here. My eyes, as I've got older, aren't that fantastic anymore. I've got my reading glasses on, but I struggle to see that very fine yarn. So that's why I went for the one that does the chunky wool. You can do double knit. I did a couple of test things on it the other day. Because some people say it doesn't do the double knit. I think it depends on how fine your double knit is, because you know some of them are thicker than the others. So that was the double knit swatch, which I didn't think was bad at all. Was that one, and this was a chunky yarn. I'm gonna have to muck around with me setting, but there you go, it's pretty good. There you go. Yeah, so I'm gonna look forward to having a fiddle about with that. I'm now what else can I tell you about? I mean, I've been doing my cooking videos. I've got another one to put up actually. I did forget to do the end bit, but I'll add that on it, just so I forgot to do the end bit, because I enjoy doing cooking. I'm full-time at home. My husband works full-time and that, because I look after my doggies, because we moved in here when the COVID, just before the COVID, because we was living in a vintage RV, and I was doing a bit of work on a campsite, and they decided to sell it, and we couldn't find anywhere else to go that we could get another job or anything like that. I couldn't get a job. My husband works, he's a builder. So my mother-in-law kindly let us move in here, so we literally converted the garage and we live in the garage here. So it's a small place, but it's big enough for us. We're there to look after her. I've got my doggies here, and I stay at home with them because they're used to me being around and I wouldn't leave them, so we just go out for our walks and stuff. So yeah, we like camping as well. Unfortunately, because we've got an old vintage camper, she's broken down recently, so my husband's been trying to get her going again so we can go away, but I absolutely adore her. She's so lovely. We've kept her as original as possible inside, and I've gone for like a granny core style inside, so perhaps next time, because I've done a bit more to it now. I've just done the bathroom. When we go away, when we fix it, we could do a little video there. So yes, I'm at home a lot, so I enjoy my cooking. I love making bread and stuff like that, and I like to try and keep the cost down as much as I can. I try and think of ways. I'm not a prepper as such, but I try and be prepared. After I think COVID, when you just couldn't get anything, it just really hit home when you got people to feed in your house. I mean, I've got grandchildren, stuff like that, and certain things you couldn't get, and then people going mad, and then, you know, a little bit selfish really, other people can't get it. So I'd like try and think of ways of storing my food. I brought a dehydrator, and I've been doing that, which I find works very well, especially if it's for casseroles and that. I bought a little camping stove to keep in the cupboard in case we ever have no electricity. And I'm into my I bought a Wonder bag, which is an insulated bag. You can look it up online if you want to have a look into it. And I also made one, very easy to make. I'm not a sewer. I've got a sewing machine. I do things myself, but it's not to the standard you know. I wouldn't sell stuff every I made. It's just I make for myself. And I did make myself another bag, so that I had two. Brilliant. You know, I use them even when there's not a power cut, but if a power cut come or camping and stuff like, it's ideal, because, you know, I've done a video on a beef casserole, so probably I don't want to go on about that, but well worth having in case of emergency, so that you can still slow cook your dinner. Just put it on the side and forget about it. Yeah, so I've done that. I try and think about like buying because I use quite a lot of flour and that. I just buy a big bag of it so it lasts me a bit longer. You got to pay out for it originally and stuff, just stuff like that. I try and be sort of like a little bit thing. So that's the sort of things I do. I mean, I literally make my own yogurt. I literally shop on Vinted all the time. It's such a good place to buy stuff, because I'm not being funny. If you can buy it as good second hand than having to fork out brand new, why wouldn't you do it? I bought myself 2 Easio yogurt makers, because there's me, my husband, my granddaughter lives here with us, and my son, one of my sons still lives here, and I obviously see the grandchildren and my other children. And I had one, and I think I only paid about £5 for it, and I've managed now to find a recipe that literally you just make. I don't use the packets, don't buy the packets for it, that I just make my own yogurt and that, and just leave it for 12 hours, and it's so easy. I've done a video on that if anyone's interested in that, but I do that. What else can I tell you about me? This is the first time I've really started chatting about anything. Oh, I've had 2 knee replacements this year. I've just turned 56. I've been suffering with my knees, about 12 years I suppose. One knee in particular, since I was 18, it used to give out and lock, and I used to have to wait for the pain to subside. I can't speak, so I could straighten it again. And then I was a hairdresser by trade. I'm still a hairdresser, but I don't do it anymore, but I'm a qualified hairdresser. And then over the years my other knee got bad, and it got to the stage, to be honest, that I was pretty housebound. I gained a lot of weight. I could hardly walk, which didn't help because I gained weight, I know, but exercise was very difficult when you can't do anything with your legs. Walking was difficult. I couldn't even walk the dogs that far. Going camping, love camping, but we couldn't actually go anywhere because I couldn't walk. Anyway, finally this year, because they kept saying you're too young, can't do it, too young, and then after I've had mine done, I found out there's people in their 40s who've had it done, so perhaps I should have been a bit more forceful, but I didn't. I just said okay then. And so January I had my first one, and I lost, well, I forgot to say this bit, I lost 2 stone myself before I had my surgery. I knew it was coming up, so I knuckled down, and I went on a calorie controlled diet myself, and I managed to lose 2.5 stone. So that helped a lot with my recovery. I still got weight to lose, but I was happy that I'd done that. That was a big thing for me. And so yeah, so I had my first one in January. it wasn't that bad. I'm not going to say it's not painful. I mean, a lot of people get freaked out because they do prefer to do it with you being awake. I'm fine. I would have been cringed out if you had bones cracking that, because I can't bear it when people even crack their knuckles now. It cringes me. I can't help it, but it just does. But anyway, you don't. They sedate you. I've had an epidural in my back before. It's a different one, obviously, for your knee, because I've had 4 C-sections, so I know roughly what that's like. They sedate you. I can't speak, probably you have to excuse me, I'm always messing up my words, but you know what I mean. But I was aware of what was going on in the theatre, and it was fine. Painful, it's painful, obviously it's painful, but manageable, I think. They send you home with all your medication, you have to do all your exercises and stuff like that, and keep it going, stop it from getting stiff. With the first one, I didn't really do it. I wasn't sure. I didn't know anyone who'd had it done, so I wasn't sure what I was supposed to do. So when I went to see the consultant, my bend wasn't very good in that, because I should have been pushing it more. Anyway, I got it to the stage in the end that he was happy with it. I had my other one done. It was either July or June. Can't remember. Lots gone on. Can't remember. Had the second one done. This time they sedated me, and they must have done it so heavy. I slept through the whole thing. I only woke up in recovery. Don't remember anything at all about it. Nothing whatsoever. It was a little bit more painful, this one. They did physio practically straight away, which I was quite surprised at, and then I really did suffer. I ended up breaking down in tears, because the pain grew and grew, and I think because of all of it, I don't know, I just had a tearful day. But anyway, it's fine. Now I'm just so happy I've had it done, and I feel grateful I've had it done. My life is so much better. I'm still recovering, obviously. I still have to be a little bit careful, but I can stand and enjoy my cooking. I can walk a lot further. I mean, I've got to gradually get further and further. I haven't got the arthritis pain. It's just amazing. So, if you're on that journey yourself, for me, everyone's got a different story. For me, I'm so happy and I'm so grateful I've had it done. So that is just brilliant. So yeah, so instead of me rattling on, I've don't want to go. You can see my little puppy here just a little bit. My kids said my husband bought me her, because not that it makes up for it. I know I was so devastated when I lost my old girl that she was a surprise. So yeah, little Fifi. She's a little monkey. She's Pomeranian cross, but she doesn't look anything like a Pomeranian really. Cross with a Jack Russell. But she's a feisty little monkey. And then this is Daxie here. She's about 8 years old. She's a mixed breed. And then we got little Foxy, who's got her own little bed down here. She's quite old. She's a Jack Russell. She's quite grouchy because she's old. She's about 14 years of age, but she's still a good girl. So yeah, so I'm sorry that I'm not bringing you anything that interesting. Perhaps I will do do a craft video of me making something. I just wanted to do a video today, and because I got all ready really to do it, because I thought I'd do a video today, and of course everything went wrong. I hope you like seeing some of the bits that I've made. Might have given you some ideas. I hope that you might come back and view some things on my channel. I hope you have a brilliant day, and thank you if you're watching this video now. I much appreciate it, and I hope I'll see you again, and thank you very much. Thank you. Bye for now. Bye.